The sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
I said it at the start of the show, kind of have a feeling the Bulldog's going to lead off with one of his signature emphatic catchphrases this morning.
How did that taste, Toronto? How did that taste? My God.
On your home ice.
6-1. We annihilated the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto last night. We've now won 3 straight games in this series. We're up 3-2. We'll close it out in Game 6. Unbelievable what this team has been able to do. I'll tell you what. If I'm Toronto right now, if I'm the leaders of the city of Toronto, I secede from Canada right now because Canada has become incapable of winning a Stanley Cup. This thing's over.
The Edmonton Oilers advance after they eliminate Vegas last night.
They did. They won that game 1-0, so good for Edmonton. Maybe we'll have a rematch.
Stop with the nil in hockey.
Maybe we'll have a rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals. My Panthers against Edmonton, of course. We won that in 7 games last year, so it'll be exciting to watch. But huge victory.
Speaking of hockey news there, Bulldog, I walked in this morning to some Solar Bears news on my desk. Pat had found. Go ahead, Pat.
He's been fumbling around every morning this week searching for Solar Bears, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be preemptive here, and I looked it up. They were eliminated this past Saturday.
Good Lord!
But guess by who?
Yeah, the Everblades.
Damn it, man. I tried for you Bears out there.
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you what, the Everblades must have had more NIL money than...
Right, the NIL money. Hey, what about basketball playoffs last night? Bye-bye Golden State.
Golden State is out. The Minnesota Timberwolves behind Julius Randle, who had 29 points. They eliminate the Steph Curry-less Golden State Warriors 121-110. So they win that in 5, a gentleman's sweep. I'll tell you what, the Timberwolves are dangerous. It's either going to be the Timberwolves and OKC, which is probably what the Western Conference Finals is going to be. But that will be a great series. The Nuggets and the OKC will play tonight, I believe. So we'll see what happens in that game. But OKC leads that series 3-2. But the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. The Celtics stay alive even without Jason Tatum last night. Jason Tatum, we've been talking about, he's out for the year with that ruptured Achilles, but the Celtics behind Derek White, the Magic know him very well. Derek White scored 34 points last night, including 7 3-pointers as the Celtics, they blew out the Knicks 127-102. Game 6 will be Friday in New York. If the Celtics win, Game 7 would be in Boston on Monday. So,
it's a big if.
The Knicks want to close this out in New York on Friday because they don't want to go to a Game 7 against the Celtics.
Hey, Bulldog, speaking of scoring a lot of points, how about the scoring frenzy Orlando City put up last night? Actually, 4-3 to take care of Charlotte, 3-1, doggy.
Yeah, Orlando City they're unbeaten now in 10 games, 3-1 victory at the Palace last night, and now who do they have coming up? Inter Miami coming up this weekend down in South Florida.
That's Sunday evening, right?
Yeah, that'll be Sunday down in South Florida.
Right.
Orlando City's moving up the standings. They're in 6th now. Inter Miami, 1 spot ahead of them in 5th. So hopefully Orlando City can take care of Inter Miami. NFL schedule release was yesterday. How pumped were you guys? Were you watching the special last night?
I get a text from one of my friends says, "Hey man, you tailgating ahead of the schedule announcement?" I was like, no.
No, I'm sleeping.
I'm not going to go through the entire schedule. I will say this, though. Every team put out like a creative little video on their websites. If you haven't seen the Tampa Bay Bucks video, John Gruden is chosen to release the Bucks schedule. It is the most entertaining video you've ever seen. John Gruden goes through the schedule and he's making comments on each team. It's great. It's great. Go watch the video if you haven't seen it.
The Grudens are funny fellas, man, just like the Mannings. Hey, by the way, you know what else is going on in football now that my Solar Bears are done? Is spring football in high school, Pat. Winter Park High School, Frank Glover's kids playing tonight. Guess where? Think about it. What does he always say?
Winter Park.
Showalter Field.
Oh, okay.
Hey, real quick, the Jaguars were supposed to decide where they're going to play the 2027 season. That was supposed to be decided next week at the NFL owners' spring meetings. That's been pushed back till October now. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to do a little reporting on that this weekend, but I don't think it's a great sign for Orlando. It sounds like Gainesville's going to up their ante a little bit to try to lure the Jaguars to Gainesville. I still think Orlando's the front runner, but again, it's been postponed until October.
Interesting.
The decision. Yeah.
That stinks.
Who you guys got in the PGA Championship? It starts this morning.
Oh, God. Why did he spring that on us?
Who do you got?
PGA Championship.
Major.
I'm going Chef.
God. And let me guess, Lynch, you're going to go with the big meathead.
Is Tom Watson playing?
Stop.
Tom Watson is not playing.
Pat, so you got Meathead, right?
That's my default answer.
Okay.
Yes.
Who do you have, dog? You going Rory?
I can't go. You know what? I'm gonna go John Rahm. I picked him in the Masters. I think John Rahm is due. He's been off the radar a while. I'm going John Rahm here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rory went back to back though. Give me Rahm.
All right, I have it written down, fellas.
All right. He is Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Open Mic on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game weekday mornings on adjacent to us, and we're fortunate to have him take some time from his busy show to join us for the sports page each morning here on JRR. Give it to us, dog.
By the way, happy birthday this morning to Della Reese.
Oh, God.
Welcome to Rockville. All this weekend, and 101.1 WJRR is live backstage and bringing you all the BTS action on our Insta, X, and TikTok. Follow us at 101.1 WJRR and see you at Welcome to Rockville.